What's going on, guys? It's Jimmy here, and welcome to our daily show where we discuss the fourth stimulus check updates today for 2021, as well as the next two upcoming packages, the physical infrastructure package and the next stimulus package, as well as what is going on in the world today. There's been some pretty big developments over stimulus, the infrastructure package, and the next stimulus package. But also, something you need to be aware of is what's going on with this crazy announcement from the US Mint. This isn't March of 2020 anymore. The mints are currently minting silver, and they're not really under restrictions anymore like they would have been last year with the curfews and the shutdowns. Yet there's so much demand for precious metals and physical metals right now that the US is experiencing significant delay in shipments and failures to meet the public's demand for physical metals and real money and precious metals. The US Mint is actually calling this a global silver shortage. A facility like the US Mint has teams of lawyers and spokespersons, so for them to say that it's a global shortage is actually pretty shocking, and you know it must be significant. This could lead to a breakout of over $29.50 an ounce, that I consider the last big resistance before going over $35 an ounce. The US Mint is not only alerting the public that there's a global silver shortage, but also that their website is not cut out for this type of demand. Meanwhile, the dollar is at its lowest point since 2014 and is possibly due for even more of a collapse. The silver shortage had me looking into gold stocks again after several of the companies mentioned on this channel previously have gone on to new all-time highs and new 52 weeks highs and great results that I want to bring you kind of a new bombshell that I just found out about. You may not know that gold's price per ounce is over $1,900 for a single ounce or a single gold eagle coin. Well, I found a company that kind of did the impossible, and I greatly appreciate them for allowing me to share this story with you today in this sponsored fashion, since they acquired a project with over 545,000 ounces of gold. Get this, for the price of just $15 an ounce. That's right, $15 an ounce. That's not a typo. This company paid 10 million Canadian dollars for this assets. And in just a few months, they're going to start mining it. I couldn't believe my eyes, but facts are facts. This could be one of the most incredible deals in the gold mining sector that I've ever seen. Somehow through brilliant negotiation and capitalizing on timing and sentiment, Kevin Smith, who's the founder and CEO of Gold Mountain, acquired a turnkey gold project in one of the best jurisdictions in the world for only $15 an ounce in gold reserves. The company's stock symbol in the United States is GMTNF. In terms of acquisition costs, I don't think I've ever seen this done at such a steep discount, and we'll probably never see this again. Make sure to do your own research, do your own due diligence on Gold Mountain, US stock symbol GMTNF as soon as you can. Here's why this company kind of jumped on my radar and is currently one of the top stock tickers on my list. Number one, the CEO and founder Kevin Smith and his team previously acquired the Elk Gold project for $10 million Canadian with 10% down, which is really unheard of. And number two, this is where it really gets even better. This company just spent 1.6 million Canadian on drilling and achieved massive success as the resource has grown by over 250,000 ounces to now 810,000 ounces. That represents a 45% increase in the resource size, and we can now calculate that the company spent 6 million Canadian to acquire 810,000 ounces, which comes out to about $6.11 an ounce. And the Elk Gold project is going into production by October 2021, and the company is getting the final details taken care of, and in November of this year, the management projects will be hitting cash flow from these mining operations. It normally takes about 15 years to put mining into production from start to finish. And this is really the complete package, and there's really a lot more, as you'll see. The company will be able to produce gold at an estimated $554 an ounce, And remember, gold is selling for over $1,900 an ounce. So that's really a massive profit when you can mine gold for $554 an ounce and sell it for over $1,900 an ounce. That's really the lowest I've probably ever come across in over 12 years of evaluating mining and gold companies. The insiders own 21% of the shares, and coupled with associates and strategic venture capitalists, nearly 50% of the company is held by people with experience and foresight. What a deal. Do your own research. Gold has now officially broken out over $1,910 for a single ounce. And lower rates for longer time frames means that holding cash carries with it a negative cost. Thus, gold is on the move again. Gold stock indices have really begun their rally even sooner than gold has. The GDX is now up over 30% in just 3 months. The GDXJ is up over 25% in just 2 months. Jerome Powell, the Federal Reserve Chairman, is putting all of his eggs into one basket and keeps repeating that the central bank's analysis is pointing towards transitionary inflation rather than cyclical lingering inflation. If he's wrong, this will be remembered as a huge lapse in judgment, similar to Ben Bernanke's reassuring live interview on television back in 2007. When he explained to the moderator that there was no risk of a nationwide collapse in housing prices. Just months before one of the greatest collapse in home prices in American history from the 2008-2009 home recession and recession that the entire country dealt with. Here's some data that will leave no doubt in your mind as to the fact that this decade will not be a repeat on the last one. There is inflation going on right now in our economy. Whether it will be high or super high remains an open question. But the world of slow growth and low inflation is probably over now that we're coming out of the recession, or at least trying to. This will be a blow to the dollar, and we're starting to see inflation almost everywhere as one of my strongest cases. We are formally predicting a dollar bear market going into the second half of this year, and the latest surveys fully confirm our thesis. And now I found Gold Mountain, which is one of the only gold companies that will be bringing a new gold mine into production in 2021. According to their management, Gold Mountain will be in production by November of this year at the latest, which means we're catching this company right as they're commencing their next drill program, with the purpose of further increasing the resource. Management estimates that the previous owners spent 50 million Canadian on the project, even though Gold Mountain paid only 10 million Canadian for it, which means we're getting it at an 80% discount, and who doesn't like that? Once in production, its cost is set to only be $554 an ounce for gold, which is one of the lowest mining costs I've ever come across. Without a doubt, when I look at the company, it's one of the most bullish for the remainder of 2021. Since the ramp up of new production will create many different news releases and create much excitement. So make sure to do your due diligence on Gold Mountain now. I will put a link down below in the description of this video if you want to go and check out their stock. Now let's talk about several different stimulus programs. As you know, on this channel, we talk about all sorts of different stimulus programs. There's a lot more than just the stimulus check. Here is one right now, is how homeowners can get mortgage relief amid the pandemic with a new $10 billion program that has just been released from the recently passed $1.9 trillion stimulus package, the third stimulus check package. As you can see here, according to Forbes, the package offers approximately $10 billion of mortgage relief through the Homeowners Assistance Fund. The Homeowners Assistance Fund can reportedly help Americans pay their mortgage, taxes, so property taxes here, insurance, utilities, and common charges such as monthly homeowners association dues. So again, the Homeowners Assistance Fund can help Americans pay their mortgage, property taxes, insurance, utilities, and other fees like homeowners association dues. Forbes says the U.S. Treasury is providing money to the state housing agencies so they can distribute direct financial assistance, aka money to you to help you pay for your home, okay? This is for people with mortgages. We'll go over rental assistance here in a second. The amount of aid varies by state and is determined by the number of late mortgage payments, foreclosures, and unemployment statistics, the news outlet reports. Americans are encouraged to contact their state's housing authority for more information. And I will have a link for you down below in the description of this video as well, which is for mortgage assistance. I'm going to put another link for rental assistance, but basically you'll go here and you'll click on your state. We'll click on California here just because it has the most population. And you can see there's two different links here that you can go to get help with this, this homeowners association money, which again is called the Homeowners Assistance Fund. Okay. Homeowners Assistance Fund. So, according to the Treasury, each state will receive a minimum of $50 million. States with larger populations will receive more, along with District of Columbia, Puerto Rico, and territories. In order to qualify for mortgage relief, Americans must meet the following requirements: own your own home, have a mortgage payment, have a 2021 mortgage balance of less than $548,000, and be struggling to pay off your mortgage. Additionally, 60% of the aid must be provided to homeowners whose income is less than the national median income or the respective local median income. Meanwhile, Biden has extended the federal ban on foreclosures until June. I also have a new link directly from the Treasury. It's on treasury.gov for rental assistance. Rental assistance is going on right now in all states, unless they've run out of money. The vast majority of states should be going through, like here, for example, Arizona. There's all these different counties that have rental assistance. You can see in this link here down below, I have rental assistance that you can get paid for many, many months. I've had comments from a lot of our viewers that said they literally got free rent paid for them for 6 months or 12 months or as high as 18 months from these rental assistance programs. If you got rent relief free from the government, again, it's just one of these stimulus packages, right? If they're going to pay your rent or pay your mortgage for 6 months or 12 months, you might as well go apply and see if you get covered, because if you do, you can thank me later and say, yeah, Jimmy, you helped me get 6 months of free rent. In fact, let me know down below in the comments if you got free rent or free mortgage assistance down below in the comments. And if you see a comment like that, give that comment a thumbs up. Let us know what state, what county, if you applied through a certain local housing authority or anything like that. Please put that down below in the comments. It may help our viewers apply for this and get more people free money from the government. Another way to do it is to call the phone number 211, but they're not always that helpful. If you get somebody who doesn't know what they're talking about, they're going to probably say that there's no programs like that going on, when really there is. So that's why I'm going to put those two links for you down below in the description of this video. If you're on a mobile phone, you may need to click the down arrow that's next to the title of this video to get those helpful links. Now, new data is coming out that the Democrats are kind of using to tout the next stimulus check package and the next stimulus program, the American Families Plan, that without stimulus checks, personal income dropped by 13% from March to April alone, a 13.1% drop, according to a report from the Commerce Department in just 1 month, which is crazy. Billions of dollars in stimulus checks were distributed in March, which led to a record of 20.9% income gain, and a drop in April's personal income was expected. Now, Democrats are looking at these headlines of personal income plunging and people now back to being struggling, especially with inflation creeping up now, because really we're coming out of the recession. And as we come out of the recession, everything starts to heat up a little bit. That really this inflation also coupled with the really terrible jobs report we had in April, and also Republicans basically staving off and not giving $300 per week unemployment bonuses in 23 different states that was passed by the Democrats in the third stimulus check package. Democrats are really unhappy about all this and want to pass even more stimulus now because, well, the economy is doing bad and inflation's creeping up. And then we have Republican governors that are taking away that $300 per week unemployment bonus. And this is literally making Democrats furious and saying that the need to pass more stimulus is even greater now. Now, remember that even as we start to eke out of this recession, the virus and the economic recovery, they're somewhat tied together, but the virus could go away tomorrow and we would still have probably a couple years of economic recovery and trying to get back to normal. In 2008, 2009, the last recession we had, when there was no virus at all, it took us over 4 years to get unemployment back to normal from the housing crisis. So if it took us 4 years then, that was really the start of the modern day stimulus package. They only passed one stimulus package back then, and really, most economists say that more should have been passed. If they could have passed more back then, they could have cut the economic recovery from 4 years maybe down to 3 years or 2 years. And by cutting a year or two off the economic recovery and getting everything back to normal with more tax dollars coming in, because you're at higher economic levels, more people are back to work, more people are spending money, they have money to spend, all that money gets spent and reissued over and over and over. That basically that pays for itself by bringing in all that additional tax revenue will actually pay for stimulus packages by helping the economy come out of the recession. And if we go back to like 1929, when there was really no stimulus package, they passed after that is when they finally passed the Social Security Act and the Unemployment Act, which brought Social Security, literally all the Social Security programs, into existence, as well as the unemployment programs. Before then, there was really no government assistance at all. And that's why we had the greatest crash ever, because there was no safety nets. There was no unemployment if you lost your job. There was no stimulus checks. There was no SNAP, WIC, and pandemic EBT programs to help you buy food. There was literally nothing. And now we've had Social Security for decades and decades, and we've had unemployment for decades and decades. And honestly, that will never go away. Now, in addition to unemployment, they're now doing unemployment pandemic boosts of $300 per month. In fact, President Trump, former President Trump, had a $600 per week boost and passed by the Republicans. Mitch McConnell was in charge of the Senate and a Republican president. So we now have unemployment plus extra bonus unemployment during a pandemic or during a recession, in addition to stimulus checks and stimulus packages. Democrats want to raise Social Security even more now. Democrats want to raise Medicare benefits to include hearing, dental, vision, and hearing aid coverage completely for free without any additional cost. And they can pay for this by simply forcing pharmaceutical companies to give the American government the same pharmaceutical, the same prescription drugs, the same price that they sell them to other countries for. That alone can pay for all these Medicare expansions, or possibly even some of the Social Security increases. I'm going to have a big video where I'm going to go over a bunch of the Social Security raises and different details that they want to go over here and that they want to pass within the during the Democrats' kind of reign over the House, the Senate, and the presidency here. They're going to have to pass this before the next election. So I'm going to have a big video coming up about that as well. But if you're new to the channel, make sure to subscribe down below so you don't miss out on new updates. I'll keep you up to date on everything going on with our economy, as well as stimulus checks, the next stimulus package, these kind of mortgage assistance and rental assistance programs, as well as the state stimulus checks. I'll give you a good link for that here in just a moment. But if you're new to the channel, make sure to subscribe down below and join our family of subscribers. It's completely free to do so. This way you won't miss out on all these different stimulus type programs and stimulus checks coming out on the state and county-wide level. There's a lot of different stimulus programs, and if you're just listening to the mainstream news, you're going to miss out on a lot of them. They barely even cover stimulus checks, really. So yeah, remember, new videos come out every day at 10 a.m., 3 p.m. and 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. You can click this video here to watch my newest stimulus check video next. And this video is my most recent video about state stimulus checks coming out on the state and county level. So make sure to click on one of those videos next. Thanks, guys, and I will see you in the next video.